Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's set of reads. I apologize for my voice. It's a little off still. Doesn't hurt, but I'm going to probably sound like this through all these readings. For the main read, the tarot part, I'm going to use Gilded Tarot Royale by Chiro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. At the bottom here is the social media information, and there's a Llewellyn.com if you want to find the information. For the supportive oracle cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Website, what is the website? I think it's a Hay House or something. It's illustrated by Jesse Reich. I know it's at the bottom there. I think it's Hay House. I just didn't notice it where it was. I think it's near the end of it, but somewhere in that, under the barcode, there's the website for that too. Feel free to check that out. And the dice, I use a 22-sided dice. It doesn't have a 0, but it has a 22 for the major arcana. I just used 22 for the Fool. And I have a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and a 4-sided dice to choose the element. And that's from, is it Math Art Fun? MathArtFun.com. If you're interested. I also had some other dice. I don't think any of these dice are from this anymore, but I'll throw this up there. Tom Anders. None of this is, what do you call it? I'm not getting anything for doing any of this. I'm just, people like the information, so I'm sharing it. That's what that is. And here's the QR code if you want it for Tom Anders. I had another 21-sided dice I used to use, but I don't use it anymore. In case you want to look other places for dice, there you go. Okay, I think we're all set. Of course, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email. James4astral@gmail.com. This James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. I apologize for my voice. It's going to be like this the whole reading. But thank you for tuning in, and let's see what we have for you, Leo. Okay. Nothing too, shocking. I'm almost wondering what we're talking about, because maybe this is just like a vote of confidence that things are going to be good. Okay. So there have been conflicts in the past. There have been. I don't really feel like, I don't know. This is connecting to people that mean a lot to you. Could be family, could be friends, maybe coworkers, depending on your life. These are people who mean something to you, and I feel like I've gone through this before. People who mean, these are not just acquaintances that you see every now and then. For example, you have people at work that are acquaintances, but you may have people at work that you hang out with or that you really enjoy seeing or talking to. You know what I mean? These are people who matter, people who you want to see. And there's been arguments in the past that really haven't been the worst, but there's been potential. There's been potential that they could be really bad, but they haven't been. And it's kind of like, you're going to say what you have to say. That's just how it is. But I feel like you've been pretty good with choosing your words. Pretty good with choosing what you need to say. And I feel like when certain people say stuff to you, you kind of think about it really quick, and you're like, all right, I'm going to choose this word instead of that word. I'm going to handle it this way instead of, you're making quick decisions. You're making good decisions. You're making good decisions. I'm weighing something out. I gotta let somebody else have control. That's how it's coming through. We'll just take it with a grain of salt. I usually think of Leo as that leader that you just do. I just don't feel like Leo wants to stand around and wait for somebody else to make a decision. You just do what you need to do, and that's that. You just do that. But whatever this situation is, I gotta let somebody else make their choice. I feel like I get that. I feel like that's important. Um, this may not be about what they want. It may be more about what you want is why you're letting them make that choice. Kind of like I want to believe that they can handle this. So I'm just not going to touch it. They're going to have to handle it. I believe that that's what needs to happen here. I feel like it's like I could go forward and do stuff. I can make things happen. Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. You're making a really good decision. You might be kind of like walking away from it. Not in the sense of like, I don't know what you're talking about. Not like that. More like, I'll come back and I'll see what happened, but I'm not doing this for them. I'm not going to do this for them. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to do this for them. And you're making up your mind and you're like, this is how it's going to be because it's not going right. It's like, I can change this. I can do something with this, but I'm accountable for me. If it doesn't go where I want it to, I fix it. If it doesn't go where they want it to, they're just stuck. So I can't do this for them. Because I can do what's right for me. I can live my life, but I can't live their life. And that may be a part of this. Kind of like maybe it's been feeling like when I make decisions for them, it feels like I'm living their life. I'm making decisions for them. I don't want to do that. So I feel like I'm not making that decision. I'm refusing to. It's putting more stress on somebody else. Stress that they can succeed with. You're making a really good decision with this. Really, really good decision with this. You're holding back. You're holding back because of what you want from the situation. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like having like a child at any age. And maybe you've been doing things for them for the longest time. But you're like, I do it for them, but then they don't know, they only get so far and they get stuck. They're not making their own decisions. They need to. It's kind of like I make the decision, like, for example, maybe you buy their groceries. I go to the store, I just buy a bunch of groceries. I'm like, make it work, figure something out, and you got food. But then they only use like maybe half of it, and they only eat the junk food. And it's kind of like, all right, I got some junk food. I can try to get all health food, but then they don't seem to know what to do. They use even less of that. They have to do it themselves. They have to get their own groceries. They have to do their own meal prep. They have to do what they have to do for them. I can live my life, but I can't live their life. And it's like they want you to do this for them, but I feel like it's not working. It's not in their best interest. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're making that decision. I keep getting you're making that decision. It's a really, really good decision. Now, yeah, you got the King of Pentacles, no, King of Fire, which is Wands, King of Fire reversed, and the Moon card reversed. Coming up with this next part, not doing it. You've made up your mind, and you're not doing it. When you've made up your mind, you've made up your mind. I'm not doing that for you. I'm not doing it. Even if they try to bully you into it, you're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that anymore. You've made up your mind. Now, there's a challenge with this part. Don't hold that line so far. Don't hold that line so tightly that you cut off your nose to spite your face. Keep that in mind. Because there's going to be the need to. It's kind of like I said no, that's it. I don't know nothing. Not doing it. Not doing it. Especially if it's a work situation. And you're like, I'm not doing that person's job for them anymore. I'm not. I just won't do it. No. It just seems like it could double back on you. The advice here is to just look out for yourself in this situation. Ironically, that's not selfish. It sounds it, I know, but it's not. Look out for just yourself. Make sure that you're safe, you're taken care of. So it's like if it's a job situation and like maybe there's five pieces to this person's job. Don't do all those five pieces. But if like a manager says, this piece here, the thumb piece, that needs to be done, and it's not getting done, so you need to do it, Leo. You could say, oh, I'm not doing that. That's their job. I refuse. But if you dig in your heels and you don't, it's going to double back on you. But on the other hand, if management says, this thumb piece needs to get done, all right, do that, but just do that and get away from it as fast as possible. Just do what you have to get done to keep the situation afloat. That's it. All right, the thumb has to be done. Management says I need to do the thumb. Then that's it. That's all I'm doing, and then I'm out, and that's it. Like, don't hold it so strong that you screw yourself over. That's all. There's going to be the need to. There is going to be the need to. Kind of like, this isn't right. That's their job. They need to be doing it. Make them do that first so it gets done. You could try that. I just feel like it's going to fall on deaf ears. Just don't shoot yourself in the foot. You know how the other goes. Don't do that if you can help it. In this situation, you're making the right decision. You definitely are. I don't know, some of you might be questioning if you're making the right decision. Not all of you, but some of you. It will work out. I'm just going to be fair. Whoever it is that you're not willing to do this for anymore, they may try to find somebody else to pick up their mess for them. They may be successful with that. That's on them. That's on them. Some of you may end up... some of you may end up trying to, advise people to not do that, but I don't know if that's really going to work in your favor. They might get somebody else to do it. Leave that, I keep getting, hopefully they should come together and do what they're supposed to do. There is a chance they'll find somebody else to pick up the pieces for them. That's on them. That's on them. This connection will go better. It might take a couple years, just to be fair. It might take a couple years before this situation flies right. Because if somebody else steps in and starts picking up somebody else's mess, if somebody else takes that role that you decided you weren't going to do anymore, it'll drag this out. There's supposed to be healing at some point. There's only so much you can do. Keep that in mind. If this works out correctly, this person will pick themselves up and start working the way they should. And then, positive energy will return, harmony will come back, and things will go better. If this person refuses to do that, they'll find somebody else to pick up the pieces. It's not really a healthy thing. It's not good. But if that happens, your connection may diminish from this person, and that might be more of a permanent thing. It's more a them issue than a you issue, if we just keep that in mind. I feel like they just want to put that out there to be fair. There's no guarantee that this is going to heal the correct way. There is the backup, though. You're giving this situation the best chance to heal the correct way. You're doing everything you can do to give this a proper chance to actually have a fair chance to heal correctly. But if whoever this is refusing that, and they won't let go, and they're just not willing to do that, it's on them. They're getting pushed. The universe may push them into a darker hole, a deeper, darker hole, if they try to do that. Keep that in mind too. If they try to find somebody else to do what you were not willing to do anymore, the situation could get a lot more brutal for them. That's because the universe is trying to get them to really fix their own wagon. Just as a heads up. It could get darker. Excuse me. But that's because they're fighting it. You fight the current too long, sooner or later it's going to drag you under. I'm just saying. So that's not your fault. But they need to pick up themselves. They need to handle things differently. If somebody else picks it up for them, it might be worse than they think. It might not be the help that they wanted. So I feel like it's just like a fair warning, just so you know. There you go. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Excuse me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.